As the old saying goes, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. If that's to be believed, then the level of Saints Row 2's praise approaches that of adoring adulation. Its object of affection, of course, is the Grand Theft Auto series, particularly GTA San Andreas. There are more similarities between the two than differences, which could be viewed as highly positive or distressingly negative. Is Saints Row 2 a heavenly nod to Rockstar's critically acclaimed series, or a trip through tired cliches?
You'll never guess who's awake.
Set 5 years after the original, Saints Row 2 opens with your character recovering from a coma in Stillwater's prison infirmary. With the help of a friend, your first goal is to break out of the prison in an interactive tutorial that helps explain some of the play mechanics. After engaging in an exciting shootout on a motorboat, you begin your life with a singular purpose: to rebuild the Saints gang and reclaim control over the city. There's only one slightly small problem. You have to rip the city from the hands of 3 rival gangs and a powerful corporation. Unfortunately, you're pretty much on your own from that point. The story is little more than a series of brief cutscenes played before each mission that shows your gang discussing the next job. Side missions don't further the story in any way, there are no branching paths or decisions to make, and there's little interaction between you and your gang for the majority of the game. On the flip side, you aren't constantly being harassed by lonely friends looking to get a bite to eat or go bowling. When the Saints join you, it's to provide backup while you complete a mission. There's very little in the way of idle chit-chat and therefore very little character development or attachment.
How about you worry about throwing yourself in front of cars, and I worry about not getting arrested?
Unlike most sandbox-style games, which forces you to play a specific character, Saints Row 2 distinguishes itself by letting you create a silly or serious alter ego from a choice of races, body types, hairstyles, facial expressions, and more. There are 3 distinct voice options per gender.
These guys have no idea who they're dealing with.
And by visiting stores throughout Stillwater, you're able to spend your hard-earned cash on an assortment of kooky items for a more personal touch. Each article of clothing or accessory can even be color adjusted. The best part is seeing your decked-out character in the cutscenes.
I don't like the idea of taking beatings for your clients.
The core design, however, doesn't stray from the beaten path. An overhead map displays icons for shops, main missions, side activities, and so forth. The free-roaming city is teeming with quirky pedestrians and bustling traffic, and you'll be able to commandeer a wide assortment of vehicles. While originality is not a strong point, most of the game's improvements are designed to wring the most fun out of playing. Missions have checkpoints, so you don't waste time driving to your destination if you die in a shootout. Weapons are automatically picked up and stored in an analog-driven ring interface, making it easier to choose from your diverse assortment of wonderful toys.
My God!
And the satisfying melee combat lets you throw victims, use them as human shields, or use combos to pummel them into pancakes. The hand-to-hand battles are so well done that running out of ammunition is but a minor inconvenience. Your purpose in Saints Row 2 is to control Stillwater piece by piece by taking over 45 neighborhoods, with each controlled by a rival faction. These missions typically involve blasting pretty much everything that moves in a contested area. Don't expect intelligent enemy AI. Your foes basically stand in one spot and keep firing. It's not subtle, but it's fun if you're in the mood for mindless run-and-gun action. Unlike earlier entries in the Grand Theft Auto series, where you gradually unlocked parts of the city, the world in Saints Row 2 is completely open from the start. Since you aren't moving from one key contact to another, it's also a lot less linear. The money you earn is also put to good use. In addition to clothing, you can purchase businesses, new vehicles, tattoos, music tracks, crib upgrades, and more. Completing side missions or diversions earn you both cash and respect, which in turn opens up main missions for each faction. You can also earn respect by shooting gang members, performing stunts, driving recklessly, and basically having your way with the city. This is one of the best features in Saints Row 2, as everything you do matters. You'll rack up respect points by driving in the oncoming lane, weaving through traffic, or performing one-hit kills. Another interesting design choice is that wearing certain clothes increases your style, which acts as a point multiplier for respect. The more fashion-forward your character, the more respect you'll gain. Saints Row 2 includes seamless drop-in and drop-out cooperative play throughout the main storyline, and it's one of the best reasons to own the game since there are tons of activities to complete apart from the main missions. Up to 12 players can compete in deathmatch-style brawls or a team-based strong-arm mode, which involves earning cash in a series of rounds based on side missions from the main game. The problem with this mode is that the 7 activities are thrown together as individual rounds instead of being integrated into one cohesive format. Its hectic nature may appeal to some, but prove frustrating to those trying to work together as a team. you loved the action in Grand Theft Auto, suffice it to say you'll love the action here, as long as you temper your expectations. While there are enough activities in Stillwater to fill a tour guide, they aren't all new. You can outrun the law, smash vehicles in a demolition derby, become a hitman or woman, spray graffiti, collect fares in a taxicab, go on rampages, and defend your territory from gangs. Sound familiar? You'll also experience double entendres, snarky radio hosts, and licensed songs from different music genres. There are other problems. Vehicles are in desperate need of some automatic transmission fluid, because it often feels like you're carrying Kevin Smith, Kirstie Alley, and Tony Soprano in the trunk. You learn to adjust, and on a positive note, there are a lot of vehicles to hop aboard. It's just a pity they don't handle as well as they should. The lack of a cover system for gunplay stinks, but the game earns points for not relying on an auto-aim feature.
Didn't think I had the balls?
While you can also enter a fine aim over-the-shoulder view for easier headshots, it's not really needed for the majority of encounters. Your health automatically replenishes while not in combat, but it hasn't really been balanced with this in mind, making things a little too easy. Saints Row 2's presentation is easily its weakest asset. Those expecting a highly polished, technically sound game along the lines of Grand Theft Auto 4 will be sorely disappointed with the end result. It frankly does not look like a 2008 release. Not only are there occasional glitches, but the frame rate is often wildly inconsistent, taking noticeable hits when driving on crowded streets. The camera is a hair too close to your character, hindering your viewpoint at times, and there's noticeable pop-up when riding in a vehicle. Character models look good, especially the varied pedestrians, but the animation is stiff. Saving the presentation to a degree is the quality of voice acting, injecting the characters with a strong dose of personality.
But what if we just start here, walk into the casino, and just shoot all the motherfuckers that are between us and the money?
Saints Row 2 is undeniably rough around the edges, blatant with its recycling, and exhilarating in its craziness. It's a game that your brain knows has problems, but your heart doesn't care. Would this game exist had it not been for Grand Theft Auto's success? No way, but there's something to be said for being able to slice and dice foes with a katana, zap pedestrians with a taser, go streaking, and pump raw sewage at houses. Despite the seemingly hardcore gang-related theme, Saints Row 2 is more South Park than South Central. It never takes itself too seriously, which is the right approach.